We've got an all black, fully licensed Chevy K5 body, brushless electronics, and metal upgrades, all for $180. Let's check this thing out. Now, if you're a regular to the channel, you know I love the FCX24. I think they're excellent value for money, really nice hard bodies, and actually really capable crawlers. But with this latest release, you are basically paying $30 more than the brushed FCX24, and you're basically getting about $100 worth of upgrades. I mean, that is just crazy. So first off, let's talk about what's different on the body. So they've gone for this matte black color scheme, whereas the previous one was a glossy black. So you can see you've got a black grille, you've got black bumpers. You've also got your black rear bumper as well, but you've still got all your Chevy badges and everything on there because it is a fully licensed Chevy hardbody. You can see compared to the original FCX24 K5 Blazer, this one had chrome grills, chrome bumpers, chrome mirrors. This new K5 has black wheels as well as the previous version had chrome. These ones are plastic 1-inch beadlock wheels, and they've got the same Cooper Discoverer tyres which they had on the original K5. Now this one comes with oil-filled shocks out of the box, whereas the previous version, it came with all the bits that do oil-filled shocks, but they weren't oil-filled out of the box. Now if you're not familiar with the K5, you've got like a quick release body system, so you've just got clips here on the front and clips here on the back. So you basically just push those in. Same for the rear. The body pops right off, you just need to unplug your LED lights. So you can see we've got LED lights down the front. I'll show you those all working in a moment. So the other major difference between this and the previous FCX24 is these brushless electronics. So we've actually got an all-in-one ESC and receiver, which is 2 to 3S capable. I believe this is 10 amps. Then you've got this little brushless outrunner motor, which is a 1212 3200 kV brushless outrunner motor. So you're going to have plenty of wheel speed from this thing. Still comes included with the 2-speed gearbox, which I really like a 2-speed. You can see you've got your shift servo there as well for the 2-speed. Now they've also updated the shock absorbers on these as well. So they're actually metal-bodied adjustable oil-filled shocks, whereas the previous ones weren't adjustable and they were just plastic. But your servo and axle steering servo, I believe this one is still just like a 17-gram steering servo with the servo saver, but this one now has metal steering links. You've still got your portal axles with metal gears. You've got these new metal lower links. You've still got plastic upper links, plastic drive shafts, plastic axles. However, these now have metal diff gears and you've got metal portal gears. So your battery just sits up front here. You've got this battery strap, and if we check the battery out, it's the same battery that comes with the original FCX24, so a 380 milliamp hour 2S LiPo battery. Everything sits nice and snugly up front, so you've got a nice bit of weight bias towards the front of this rig. FMS always have really nice box art on their boxes. It is worth mentioning because it does look really cool. But what else do we get in the box? So they've updated the transmitter to be the MG44, which is a FlySky 4-channel transmitter. So these are the same transmitters that come with the FCX18s. So you've got your dip switches across the top. You can change between all like your forward and reverse on your steering and your throttle. You've got all your trim and your dual rate adjustments. And you've also got channel 3 and channel 4 on the side here as well. We'll go through all of those in a minute. I really like these transmitters, really nice transmitters in the hand. I do wish they just add a foam grip on there though, it would make a nice difference. You also get your instruction manual included, which has all your specs about the ESC, the electronics, as well as a nice detailed part listing in the back as well. You also get this additional bumper that you can add on as well. So just like in the picture, you can add this kind of like bull bar to the front as well if you want to change the look. And you also get a bag of goodies. Let's check out what's in there. So you get your usual 2-amp USB charger for charging the included battery. You get your wheel wrench tool. I got so many of these. You get a little screwdriver and Allen wrench as well. You get some number plate stickers if you do want to stick your number plates on there. And then you also get all the included pieces for the roll cage, including the little light buckets and all the screws you need. The reason for that is you can actually take the topper off the back and then actually run a cage, which is probably what I'm going to do. And then the last thing you get is some little spring spaces so you could adjust the preload on the shocks if you wanted to, just using these. So your transmitter takes 4 AAA batteries. So let's get those in there. We can get it powered on and we can check everything out. Now, the other thing I do like about this is it actually has a waterproof power switch, although it is really small, but let's just turn it on. So let's just check out the little outrunner motor. How cool is that? I love seeing them rotate as you give it a throttle. It's just so cool. So then on the transmitter, we've got the 3-position switch here. So into the middle is neutral. And then if you move it again, it goes into second. And then let's see what this wheel speed's like in second. That's got some go in it, that's for sure. Okay, so with the body back on, to turn your lights on, you're actually going to hold down channel 4 until the lights come on. Now there's no indicators on this, it's just headlights, and we don't have any rear lights or anything either. I do really think the colour of those lights really suit that matte black paint job though. That looks so, so cool. Now I can never remember on these ones from FMS with the brushless systems if it's FOC or not, but what we're going to do for a little bench test, we're just going to turn the trim up on the transmitter until it starts to move on its own. And then if we just pop the transmitter over there, and let's just see what this slow speed control's like. Oh, hang on, let's hold these tyres. Let's just see how slow it can crawl just off that throttle trim. And I mean, again, bearing in mind these, you know, ready to run electronics, it's not like you've gone and spent like another, I don't know, $60 or $100 or something on a ready to run, sorry, on a brushless system. Now, that is some nice slow speed control. And if I stop talking just so you can hear how quiet it is. It is really, really quiet. It's surprising me how quiet this thing is, you know, especially with the metal gears in the portals and the axles, and if it has got metal gears in the gearbox as well, which, like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that. It does say it on the box and on the website. See what it's like when it comes down off these tyres now. That is doing a really good job, isn't it? That is still nice and controlled, nice and smooth. That is so cool. You know, for a ready to run, that's amazing, isn't it? I mean, like, how good these brushless systems are getting now, it's just mental, isn't it? It's mind-blowing. Look at that flex as well. Like, that's one of the things I've always loved about the FCX24s is the flex. I mean, that just looks absolutely fantastic. So there's a little bit of a lurch there. Look, and now it's hesitated. So it's not as smooth as, like, you know, some of the other brushless systems you might get as, like, aftermarket ones. But, you know, they all have their ups and downs. But the fact that this one comes as a ready to run, so that was obviously a bit of slop then in the drivetrain, you know, because you've got a little bit of play. So I think that's probably what that was. And then you can see it's thinking about it again. But I mean, yeah, that is still nice and smooth. I mean, when they released the black FCX18, I got to be honest, I wasn't so fussed on the look, but I think this one pulls off the all black so well. You know, I think the grille and everything just makes a massive difference. Yeah, this thing just looks really, really cool. Right, let's get this thing outside the rocks, let's hit the trail, and let's see how it performs out of the box, and then I'll give you my final thoughts on it. Okay, let's run the K5 on the rock course. Now, obviously being hard bodies, they are quite top heavy, so you can see let's unloading that suspension straight away. But hopefully with a bit of wheel speed we can get up here. And again, I'm not expecting anything massive from the tyres, to be honest. Oh yes, we made it. Now you can see I've removed the topper and I fitted the roll bar on there, so obviously that's going to have made it a little less rear top heavy. It also fitted that different front bumper as well, just because I think it looks cool. I've already got all my other K5s with the topper on, so I thought it'd be cool to try this one with the topper off. Oh yes. I thought we were going to bin that then. Lovely slow speed control there. That is so, so nice. For a ready to run, these things, oh no, no, no. Let's try that again. Try not to completely destroy this nice matte black paintwork after like 3 seconds. Okay, we made it down. Oh, bit of scrapage there on the rear as we come over. See what our ground clearance is like. We should have a little bit more front ground clearance for that different front bumper. Now, I don't think this is going to get up the gatekeeper. Oh, okay, actually, maybe it's going to surprise me. We are lifting a wheel on the other side, don't know if you can see. Wow, okay. I mean, obviously, with the topper off the back, you've got less rear top weight, but I didn't think that was actually going to go up there. Oh, no, 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 we're stuck on that bit. Come on. Oh, you can see we're struggling for grip there a little bit. Oh, we're jammed up against that rock over there. Hang on, this is going to be sketchy now. We're going to have to go back. Try and turn it around. Come on. Oh, we need to try and reposition. You can see that steering servo. It's not the servo that's struggling, it's that servo saver. You know, they mean you don't get the full power of the steering servo and it kind of gets stuck sometimes with the saver. But there we go, we made it to the top. How cool is that? I did not think it was going to get up the gatekeeper there, and that has really surprised me. Let's try the up and over. I'm not sure the tyres are going to manage the up and over with the type of rock this is, but again, we'll give it a try, and then we can always try a bit of wheel speed if need be. Come on. Oh, go on. Oh, I thought I was going to do it then, just pushed us over to the right. Well, we're kind of up, but again, we're getting pushed over to the right. Ah, okay, right, here we go. Wheel speed for the win. Ah, no. That didn't go to plan. Let's try that again. If we can get the rear wheels on that first rock. Come on. Yes, okay, there we go. Hey, there we go. When in doubt, throttle out. Let's just crawl up through here. I really like the fact that these come with oil-filled shocks out of the box. Really nice suspension movement on the FCX24. I love the flex and everything you get. Oh, look, the tyres are trying. I mean, they're not doing a bad job for ready-to-run tyres, are they, to be fair? I mean, there's definitely better tyres out there, but that's pretty decent. Let's try the next hardest route just coming up towards the stairway. Again, we might struggle a little bit getting up here. Be interesting to see what the weight bias is like as well as we climb. It's doing way better than I thought it was going to do, to be fair. Especially the tyre grip. I mean, you can see we're struggling a bit. There's quite a ledge there to get over, look. But again, with a bit of wheel speed, hopefully. Yes. That's why we like power. Ooh, going into the dip over there. Nice. That might be the first time I just said nice. Can you believe it? Ooh. Oh, look. That's my line, that is, really. We're dipping a tyre on the other side. Oh, can you hear? I don't know if you can hear the tyres, but I love the grabbing sound. You might not be able to hear it on the mic, but they're trying to bite. Oh, look. Yes. Yes. Okay, can we get up this bit? That is such nice slow speed control, isn't it? I mean, for a ready to run, this is doing a brilliant job and way better than I thought it was going to do on the rock course. Look at that. This thing is literally blowing my mind. This is crazy. I mean, you can see it's struggling a little bit, but that is doing a fantastic job, isn't it? I mean, that's amazing me. Okay, let's see if we can do the merry-go-round. Again, I'd be surprised. Well, it should be able to do it, hopefully, if we can get this first bit. Oh, look at that, running that rear left. Oh, that's going to end badly. Oh, saved it. Let's try again. Oh, we're going to get stuck, hang on. Come on, we just need to get that rear right up and over. You can't see, I appreciate, but... Yeah, there we go again. Just throttle out. Okay, so normally the steering servo will struggle as it comes around here, especially with that servo saver. You know, I don't get why they do a servo saver, to be honest. I would just ditch it. I mean, like, I get the point, but shouldn't really need a servo saver on a crawler. Oh, go on. Oh, again, hang up a bit there. What are we stuck on? Body, I think. Yes. Nice. Okay, right, if we can try and go slow. A little bit of manoeuvring. Ooh, not too far though. And then let's run a tyre up on the wall. Nice. Obviously we've got portal axles, we've got plenty of ground clearance. That is doing a really good job, he says, and then he gets stuck on the one bit of rock. Oh, so nice. It's doing a really good job. Let's just see if we can come up through here as well. So far, I'm really impressed. You know, lovely slow speed control from those brushless electronics. It's actually doing much better than I thought it was going to do. Obviously, like I said, I've taken the topper off, which is going to make a big difference to how, you know, rear top heavy it is. Oh, we're struggling to get through here, aren't we? We need to try and run a tyre over to the right. That's it. Right, and then see if we can get up over there. Go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on, go on. Oh, look at that! That's just so cool. Oh, this thing is just awesome. I absolutely love it. That is so good. I think I should take the toppers off all the rest of my K5s. This is just, look at that. Even for stock tyres. I mean, I never rated these tyres, to be fair, but I mean, paired with the brushless system, that is actually doing a really good job and way better than I thought it was going to do. I thought we were going to really struggle with these tyres and I was just going to be moaning about them constantly throughout the entire video, but that is doing a really, really good job. Gotta say it, nice. I think we'll be pushing our luck running this line, but you know, I like to live life on the edge, no pun intended. So, see if we can get up here. I mean, yeah, no, I don't think that was gonna happen. We gotta try it, haven't we? I just want to see what the descent's like as well. Again, I'm just going to do it off the throttle trim on the transmitter. Okay, so transmitter is there. Now, I'm not sure if it's going to tip over as it comes down, but we'll put that to the test. But I want to see what it descends like with that slow speed control. That is doing a really good job so far. Look at that flex as well. These things just flex so well. It's just absolutely awesome. Right, let's see as it starts to come down. So as soon as it crosses over that ridge, see if it runs away with itself. It's looking good so far. And then it'll keep coming down the slope. That's doing a fantastic job on the descent, isn't it? That is brilliant. Until that happened. I called it, I said it might happen, but yeah, we're still driving though. Oops. Fair dues though, they are really durable. That we haven't broken anything, not even that roll bar, I haven't even broken a mirror off or anything, and there's hardly any scratches. We got one little scratch on there, look. But yeah, that has done an absolutely awesome job, isn't it? Way better than I thought it was going to do, to be quite honest. It probably would have carried on descending the gatekeeper if it wasn't that, you know, we had a bit more weight on the front, so obviously then it tipped over. I mean, if you chuck a set of heavier wheels on this thing and some better tyres, this thing's going to be an absolute machine. But even for out of the box, that just did all of the lines on the rock course, which has amazed me. I've got to be completely honest, you know, that is really good, especially for a hard body. Right, let's hit the trail and see what it's like on the trail. First thing I want to do is try out this wheel speed, see what this thing's like. So first gear, then second gear. Full throttling first. I was expecting it to go flying off down the trail then, so yeah, you know, little bit of pace in first gear. Then let's chuck it in second. There's a little ripper in second gear. Oh, look at that! We need to do that again. The fun you can have with the brushless mini crawler. See, I think the conclusion there is we've got plenty of wheel speed in second gear. Okay, let's try out some of our usual kind of like off-road challenges. Just test out these tires, just see what it's like off-road. That's actually doing way better than I thought it was going to do with these tires. These tires are really surprising me. Like on the original K5, I wasn't that impressed. You know, they were all right, but you know, nothing amazing. But they're actually doing a much better job than I thought. There you go, so you can see it pushing over on the rock there, look. But I mean, I had some other tires recently, well, quite a lot of tires that do that anyway, to be honest. But let's just try that again. See, that's not bad. You can see, you know, they're not the best. They're struggling for grip a bit, but now we're stuck. Hang on, brushless power. Oh, we're on the axle now. Only I would get completely beached. Okay, well that didn't go to plan at all. Okay, what I was trying to do was just line up for the rock and then just send it. Well, okay, that didn't work either, but you get the point. But yeah, I'm actually really impressed with these tires. They're actually doing a really good job. This is just such a cool looking little mini crawler as well, isn't it? I do really like it, the pickup style. I think it's just really nice, and this all black just looks fantastic. Okay, just a bit of mild kind of rootin' tootin' here. Again, I'll go fairly slow. It's so quiet, this brushless system. It is so nice. I mean, it's pretty loud out here, but yeah, it is like so quiet. So much quieter than the brush system anyway. You know, the brushed ones are generally little screamers in first gear, but this is definitely so much better. Even when you start to give it a bit of throttle, it's still quiet. Power. That's what I like about the brushless system is, you know, you've got that punch, so if you get stuck, you can just send it. And obviously with this having the second speed, or the 2-speed as well, if you get really stuck and you still don't have enough punch, just send it in second gear and, you know, generally you'll get out of most situations, or you'll end up on your roof. Okay, we got our usual little bank climb. Again, I'm not expecting anything good from these tires, to be honest, to climb up here. And it's quite tricky because when it's rained, it gets quite sticky, and when it's dry, it's very sandy. Yeah, you can see, look, we might have to give it a bit of wheel speed, but you'd be surprised, and sometimes some tires just grip and go. There you go. Oh. Yes, we made it. Power prevails. Okay, let's do our usual route test, bit of rootin' tootin'. Try not to run over that woodlouse. See how these tires do up here. Oh. Oh yeah, you can see, you know, they're struggling for grip. Obviously we're kind of beached there, to be honest, but we should be able to give it some throttle. Oh, close. Hang on, let's try again. Yay, made it. The next route is harder because it's much bigger, but sometimes you'd be surprised you get over pretty well. Got a nice bit of bumper clearance changing to that different front bumper. Oh, look at that. Straight up and over. That was absolutely fantastic. I did not think it was going to do that. That's so cool. See, one of the things I like about 2-speed as well, especially with the brushless system, is look, you can just go along at a nice, decent pace, but you can still come up to some obstacles with the brushless system, still crawl up and over them. Just makes for a nicer trailing experience, in my opinion. You know, you're not kind of like constantly making it scream its little nuts off in first gear. There we go, look, all second gear still. Plenty of torque and everything, you know, no hesitation, no cogging. This thing just looks so cool. Let me try and go slow crawl in second gear a minute. See, even that looks still nice. Oh, I love the colour on these lights as well. They just go so well with that matte black body. It's just so cool. And then obviously with second gear, if you really want to, you can just send it. As I like doing stupid things, let's just do the tree climb over the stream. So basically, if you get it wrong, you go for a swim. So don't get it wrong. See how high this thing can get. Look at that really nice slow speed control on this thing. It's just so cool. Right, we're gonna see when that front suspension. Whoa. Okay. Oh man. That's gonna go. Look at that. That is like teetering on the edge, a bit more of that, and we are gonna be swimming in the stream. But you know, that's pretty good, like, considering how much of an angle it is, you know, with no extra weight down low or anything. Better tires, and we probably wouldn't have pushed so far over, and we probably would have got even higher. I am loving the way this thing looks. It's just so cool. Look at that. Tell me that isn't cool. I'm a sucker for cool things, and this is cool. I'm actually really loving that matte black paint job. I just think it looks really, really good. I wasn't sure, I was a bit on the fence when they were bringing out all these like matte black paint jobs. I was kind of, but actually this thing with the blacked out grille and everything and the color of those lights, that is just awesome. Well, I am impressed. You know, it's not just an updated FCX24, it is an improvement. You know, hopefully this is the norm for all of their FCX24s moving forward. You know, obviously if you were concerned about durability on your previous FCX24, then obviously now you've got all those metal gears and everything. The brushless system, I think, is actually really, really nice. You know, we've got some lovely slow speed control. To be fair, these stock tires are actually doing a way better job than I thought they were going to do. You know, I've been really impressed. And obviously if you did put some like heavier wheels, or even if you like the stock wheels, which I do, just put some brass rings on them and some better tires, man, this thing is going to be an absolute machine. And for $180, I mean, that is amazing value for money. If, like me, you prefer a hard body over a Lexan body, then this is definitely one to consider. Now, I'll put a link in the description to where you can pick one up from. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. Do you like the matte black paint job and the blacked out wheels? And what do you think of the brushless setup? Yeah, let me know, because I'd love to hear your thoughts. I just think it is really, really cool. You know, I love an FCX24 anyway, and this thing I just think is absolutely awesome. Drop me a comment if you've got any questions. Give us a like if you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the next one.